Okay. Like button and the TJ.
Like the fire in a cheetah, like a star about to fall. A fever rush inside me when I see her. I'm a dice to roll, and I can feel my heart skip a beat or two. I don't know how to breathe, I don't know how to breathe, and I can feel within I am black and blue. Can't explain what she really is, can't explain what she really is. When she said, and I said,
Okay, guys.
like a beat getting stronger, feel the air around her, dance like a falling leaf, like a song on the radio, out on the patio, we'll find a dream to see. So she makes me feel when I see the way she's moving, I can feel it to my bones. Like a shiver, oh, the image of our fusion. In a moment we stole, in a moment we stole. And I said, and I said, like a beat getting stronger, feel the air around her, dance like a falling leaf, like a song on the radio, out on the patio, we'll find a dream to see. Like a beat getting stronger, feel the air around her, dance like a falling leaf, like a song on the radio, out on the patio, we'll find a dream to see. Like a beat, like a beat, like a beat.
What is up, turtles? It is absolutely good to see you. Good to be back in the house tonight. Before we even start this show, we're going to give a little bit of a trigger warning because this is going to be pretty brutal. Of course, it's Dolly, if you don't know who this ugly face is. And I got the lovely PJ in Lolo with me. Now, as you see, the title is titled, She Loved Him to Pieces. Now, I want a lot of love, but I don't know if I want to be loved in pieces. And of course, if you're just tuning in, hit the damn like button, okay? So I don't have to say it a bunch of times. Her name is Taylor Schabusiness. Is that right? Is that how you say her name? I probably murdered this girl's name.
No,
But this woman has chopped up her boyfriend. Now, PJ, give us some details of what the hell is going on with this lady slicing and dicing through her boyfriend like a Ginsu knife.
I don't even know where I would start. I mean, maybe we should probably start out with just giving an update from the cases we talked about yesterday. I feel like there was something updated on every single case that we discussed yesterday.
So you want to do a quick update before we jump
Yes.
into this? Girl?
Yes, because I
Okay.
need to make sure all of the people that are listening are sitting down, because this case about Taylor and her boyfriend, I mean, I can't even look, I don't even have words, but I took notes. I actually was at work today doing work, but I took notes. We had to just
Uh-huh.
make sure that we got all the details from the trial. And I've never heard anything like that before.
Okay, so
So,
what update did you want to jump into first? Is it on the what?
well, the Rex Heuermann, they actually didn't find any human remains, which is what we believed that we were looking for when they had the excavator out there.
Yeah,
So they updated us and said that
I heard. Didn't they find some guns though? Didn't he have a
they
bunch of
did.
guns?
279, I think, was the number they gave us.
Isn't he also like a hoarder too? Like, was he
Yes.
hoarding guns or was he ready for the apocalypse?
They didn't really give us any details as to what the status of why he had that many, but if he was a hoarder of everything else, I'm guessing that was the case, that he just liked to have a lot of things at the same time.
Uh-huh.
But there was definitely 279 of them. So, yeah.
So nobody's.
No.
Just a lot of guns, but none of the victims were ever shot, were they? They were all strangled, right?
No, right.
So
yeah.
I guess the guns ain't gonna lead them to nothing.
Well, they actually also let us know that he was in contact with 2 sex workers a week prior to getting arrested.
So he hadn't stopped. Like his game of killing people wasn't over yet. I don't think he was gonna kill till he got caught.
Right. Well, those women that were killed, that was done in 2010. And so a lot of people speculate, when cases like this come out and they don't know what actually happened, they speculate. And some people were speculating that he might have stopped. And I'm thinking there's no way. So now they've got
What
to
if he
piece
just stopped
together.
killing them and he just, kept calling prostitutes, but just decided one day, hey, I'm gonna let these women live?
Does a leopard change his spots?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so either. I think if he was calling more women, he was going to continue to kill. Maybe he hadn't called no women in a long time, and he just recently started back up with that craving or whatever Rex had that made his drive to kill people.
I don't think like that, so it's hard for me to imagine what possibly occurred. But I think, just from gut feeling, I think that we're going to find a lot of victims from 2010 to now. It's just all going to be connected. And the fact that he was able to travel so much, who knows where all of his victims even are.
Yeah, and I know yesterday they said that the search was fruitful. So today we find out that they have a bunch of guns, but as far as my knowledge is, none of these women were shot. So I don't think the guns, I don't call that fruitful. Unless you're just trying to get guns off, then that's pretty fruitful. But if you're looking for
another thing, I heard that they were looking for trace evidence, and I think that's the same thing like with the Bryan Kohberger with the DNA. They were looking for the trace DNA.
If they're prostitutes and he was calling them up, there would be that DNA there, touching stuff in his house. But just because you call a prostitute still don't mean you killed them.
Yeah.
So and I was thinking they were searching more for like items of interest, like maybe something that belonged to one of these girls, maybe something that was taken from a body, IDs, because remember Kohberger, he had IDs that didn't belong to him, which is weird, but he was breaking in stuff. And
right. Well, doesn't a serial killer usually take a trophy of some sort? And him being a hoarder, I can imagine that there would be some type of trophy somewhere, but maybe they just didn't tell us everything they found. I know at one point while they were doing the search, they showed a drone footage picture of a bunch of people suited up looking at artifacts I believe they dug out of the ground, but you couldn't really tell what it was or what they were looking at. So I don't know. I don't know what they discovered. I don't think they really told us too much.
Okay. So just guns, no bodies, nothing like real, like damn, like mind blowing. Okay. What was the other update? We talked about, what did we talk about there? We talked about Rex. We talked about
Leilani's
yeah,
decision they were waiting for the judge to make on whether or not they were going to dismiss some of the charges they were asking for. There's been no decision as of yet, so we're still in limbo on that.
So, but have they said, like, have they determined when they're going to come back to court and maybe make that decision?
No.
So it's just in limbo. They're going to decide whenever they decide if they're going to charge her or drop these charges. I just pray they don't drop those charges. And I know a lot of people in the chat, guys, I hope y'all feel the same way. They don't drop these charges on Leilani. I've always known from the start of this that I'm not going to get the result that I want from it, that it's going to be something that, but I could be wrong, and I'm just hoping I'm wrong. But I think she's going to end up getting around 10 years, maybe pulling 6 or 7 years, and she's going to be out of prison because, you know, like I said, this baby was in the landfill. It's going to be really hard to pinpoint a cause of death at this point in time. So I'm just thinking.
I just think they have something that we don't know they have, because how do they know instantly to go to the dumpster? And I know they saw her on video camera, but I think there's a little bit more to that. And
how did they know to look?
Yeah,
that's a good point. How did they know to look at the cameras and know she was there? Yeah, somebody tipped them off.
Yeah, so they've got to have something.
And somebody tipped them off because somebody tipped me off out there. And that was before it hit the media, because I came up here and said that, you know, she threw the baby away before the media was saying she threw the baby away in the dumpster. So it had already leaked onto the streets and it was getting around. So information definitely travels. I know that for a fact. We seen that when I was in Georgia. I was getting information before the news was. And I think a lot of people don't want to go.
I still think Danny knows, and that's why he's been able to just go live his life and be free. That way he's just going to be a witness when it comes to the time. But
yeah, maybe so. That's maybe why we ain't heard nothing from him yet. He went ghost just completely.
And then there was Bryan Kohberger, his defense sent the request. There was a request for an alibi. I guess when you plead not guilty, they ask you for an alibi. And he didn't have one as of yet.
Of what he where he was at that time.
Yeah. So they wrote out an official letter and a statement, and it basically said he doesn't have an alibi as of yet.
And this is, let me pull this paperwork up from it right here. So this is the statement that was, I guess, sent in by his defense.
Yes.
Okay, and this is just where saying he don't have an alibi.
Yes, there's 2 pages.
Okay.
I could probably read it off the TV screen if it was a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses on, but so basically they're saying, you know, give us the, you know, basics of what it says. It's just about him not having an alibi.
Yes, and that he will have one. He just hasn't come up with one yet.
Oh, really silly, right? He just hasn't given one yet.
Right.
So at the time that the police got him, he never gave an alibi to his whereabouts.
No.
Okay, so now he got weird, right? Yeah, you would think, but you know, you do have the right to remain silent. He don't have to. He didn't have to tell him anything. He could just
remember when they asked him if he was guilty or not guilty, he stayed silent. So I think maybe this is part of his strategy, maybe.
Yeah, and he's pleading not guilty. He's pleading not guilty, but there's a lot of things that tie him to that through like phone evidence and things that he has a hard route. I don't see him getting out of this, you know. And I found out today that Cody Bixby's dad, his trial starts in October, so he'll be going back to court in October, and hopefully, you know, that don't take long and they put his ass in jail. I can't believe he's free right this minute. So I wanted to give that little update that his court date is scheduled for October. He has been charged with the murder of Cody. There is a ride for Cody going on this month on the 31st. And it's going to be it's riding from somewhere to the Cody's fence. I will post the information on our community wall on both Dolly Vision and Dolly True Crime. So if anybody is near that area, the 757, make sure you support. I believe me and PJ will be there. Okay, most likely, if everything happens right. So, anything else, PJ, before we jump into the psycho lady that likes to chop people up?
The Carlee Russell is expected to be charged by Wednesday, which is tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they were going to hit her with charges because there's people out there. Because if you break the law, you got to be held responsible. Because when I break the law, I'm gonna be like, well, you didn't hold her responsible. Why are you holding me responsible? You know what I'm saying? You get into that area. So she, if it would have been me, I'd have already been in jail. But I guess with the news hype around it, maybe they didn't want to make mistakes, so they took their time, making sure everything's right, and then they could put their ass in jail.
I hope so.
Because if somebody kidnapped me, there wouldn't be no media. There would be like 2 cops looking for me. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't even have a canine. They wouldn't even come with a canine. You know what I'm saying? Nobody be looking and make no news. I'd be in jail instantly. As soon as they found out I faked it, they'd be like, look, we used a lot of manpower. Them 2 cops, they ate 3 donuts, 2 cups of coffee, and your ass wasn't even kidnapped. You going to prison for 3 years. I'd be like, damn. That's just the luck I got.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm sure it's just misdemeanor charges she's facing, false reports to the police, things of that nature. It ain't like she might go to jail for a little short time, but I don't see nothing. I don't see her getting over a year in jail.
I don't really see her getting jail time, but I don't know.
I don't think there's too many people in prison for misdemeanor charges.
No, there isn't.
So she's most likely will do probably a little bit of jail time, and that serves her right. By the time they plead it down, she'll be doing weekends or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because she ain't never been in no trouble. So I wonder if they're going to charge her with the theft.
I just don't think she's ever going to learn her lesson like that, but it is what it is.
I mean, if they hit her with the theft, hit her with a bunch of restitution fees, and put her on probation for like 5 years, she'll violate and end up in jail because nobody can do 5 years of probation without something happening. So, I mean, she'll end up getting it in the end. You know what I'm saying? She'll be in and out of jail. This is especially a stain on a young lady that's just now trying to build her future, because this is going to haunt her for employers. Girl, you was a thief. You might disappear. There's all kinds of things that could come back and haunt her for a long, long time.
She should have thought about that.
There is a lot going on in true crime. I didn't realize we had so much to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
Now can we get to the slicing and dicing and the freaky shit? Awesome. Yes. Okay. So girlfriend kills boyfriend, basically. Why they're having sexual relations. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Okay.
This occurred on February 23rd, 2022. And I mean, I don't even know where to start. She was with the boyfriend. They were in the basement of his mother's home, and I believe they got back to the basement. They had gone out on the 21st, and they had gotten back that night, and the mother's boyfriend let them in, and then they went down to the basement. Well, according to her, they had been out before and they smoked meth, and then they came back.
I seen that in his autopsy. Well, for him, that he had methamphetamines in him, cocaine in him, weed, which weed ain't a hard drug, but he did have some methamphetamines and cocaine in him.
Yeah,
that ain't so bad, but cocaine and methamphetamine. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. So after they got back to the basement, apparently they were gonna have sexy time, and they like to choke each other. And I guess this apparent night was dog collar choke me out night.
Wow.
And
all right. Trigger warning, people.
Trigger
Older
warning.
years. From everybody from the Leave It to Beaver era on, you good. Okay. But pre-Leave It to Beaver, trigger warning. They be getting free. This is 55 shades of gray. Or is it 100 shades of gray?
This is way worse. And when I'm retelling what I learned of the story, this is mainly all stuff that she admitted to.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. I seen where she had I don't want to cut you off of what she telling the story, but I had seen when she was in court and she attacked the shit out the lawyer and they just bum rushed her to the floor. And then all of a sudden she was calm and shit, like, yeah, what's up? Like she went from crazy.
Did you actually listen to that? The guy, the sheriff, that we need to watch that because that kind of starts this all out. But they basically subdued her, and the sheriff is like, "It's okay, Taylor. It's okay. Are you okay?" And then she's like, "What happened?" Like she almost like zombied out or something. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And as an EMT, that is something I've seen before, but nothing like that.
Let me ask the chat before we go any farther. This lady that has chopped up her boyfriend, do you guys think she's crazy? Press 1. If you think she's playing crazy, press 2. And make sure you like the video while you're doing it. But let us know. I'm trying to see. I honestly think, and me and PJ might have a little difference in opinion here. I think she's legitimately crazy. I think it takes somebody really, really crazy to slice and dice you up during sexy time and like lay your butt cheeks. I mean, I hate to be graphic, but I mean, it's just like, that is crazy. That is crazy to the fullest level. And when I seen her, how she went from crazy to calm, you know, that is like bipolar to the 1000th degree, you know, or she is just completely faking this stuff and play crazy. But why would she play crazy? She just sliced somebody up and decapitated the guy. All right, go ahead, PJ.
You don't even know. When she told the story, first of all, okay, they found the guy because the mom came downstairs in the basement thinking, oh, she just left because she heard the car door. So she goes down to the basement like, oh, my son is home and she's gone and, you know, I'm going to go see my son. She finds her son's head in a bucket covered by a towel.
Yeah.
So fast forward, they call 911, the cops come, they find that, and then they find when you lift the head, there's male organs under that.
Mm-hmm.
Then they look around in the room and there's different totes within the room with different body parts like a lung, just trigger warning for real. Like this is just, I've never heard anything like it. But then they're talking about the weapons. There's a bread knife. And
she done flayed this man's butt cheeks with a bread knife. You know, I covered this story when it first happened. When it first came out, it was like one of those odd stories that wasn't getting much attention. When it first happened, it really didn't get that much media attention. I came up here, I talked about it a little bit. I talked about, you know, the crazy, a little bit of the sexual stuff, and she kills him. And now I'm getting to see her go to trial. And now there's a lot more attention around the trial than there was actually of the killing. Like nobody really cared about the killing, but they really seem to be interested in the trial. It's strange. I mean, either you're possessed by the devil, you worship damn Jeffrey Dahmer. There has to be into something crazy to make her want to do.
She was into Jeffrey Dahmer. She actually was into Jeffrey. She's literally, in one of the articles I read today, she was labeled as the Jeffrey Dahmer fangirl.
Oh, so she just wanted to eat his ass. Literally.
Yeah.
Because I heard she cut off his backside. Like filleted it.
She filleted him.
That trigger warning, people. This is a little bit. This one is a little bit bad. And so she describes it as she was just having sex, strangling the shit out of this dude.
And then she says that she liked it and that she felt his heartbeat and that he just wouldn't die. So she just kept pulling the chain tighter. Trigger warning.
Okay, so I mean, did she drug this man? I mean, because I know he's a small dude. You can look and see behind me. He's literally a small guy. Her size, she's just as big as him.
See, she said that she did, but that was not in his system on that toxicology report. So I don't know that she actually did.
And he was on uppers, you would think too, because that's stimulant. Both drugs that were in his system were stimulants. So he should have been wide awake for this.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing. So he probably suffered tremendously at the hands of this woman. She's done overpowered him and strangled him to death. You know, if you think you're having fun at 1 minute and you let a person put you in an awkward position, and then you think there's a safe word or, you know, something, pineapple or something, and there ain't, and then they just keep going and you die. You putting your trust, you know, especially when you let somebody put you in an awkward position. Like, I'm sure this dude didn't put a chain around his, you know, he probably put that chain around his own neck and died. You know what I'm saying? With her hands, thinking this is, we having playtime and she won't playing.
Yeah. And she made it seem like she wasn't intentionally starting out the whole sexual act as wanting to just strangle him to death. But the way that it was described is that she started doing it and something took her over. She tried to say that she blacked out at some point, but then she continued to say the rest of the story like she was there. She basically said that she did it and then he wouldn't die and that she just liked it.
So she, at some point, she was strangling him. She decided she enjoyed the strangling of him, and she was listening to his heartbeat to see if he was dead. So it sounds like she was purposely trying to kill him. You know why? If you accidentally just say you having a sexy time and you get strangled to death, you don't then go and chop the body up and do. She actually did sexual acts to his dead body.
Yes. She had him down there with her for a day or two, and she basically dismembered and filleted him and put his body parts in different bags. She said all the bags she could find that was down there in the basement with her, she put him into them.
Didn't you say she said some really crazy things when
she did?
The police got her?
So when the police got there, they, you know, looked around, they found the things, the different totes. There were 4 different containers that there were body parts in downstairs in the basement. And then they instantly went to go find her because she was the last person known to have been with him. And so they locate her, they get to her, and she's literally got blood on her sweatshirt. She's got blood on her shoes. She's got blood on her hands. And so they're like, hey, are you, you know, and she's like, yeah. And they're like, do you know why we're here? And she's like, I have a warrant.
Murder. Yeah, warrant for murder.
And I don't know if she said that because there was a prior warrant, because this is what we found out some of today. I think we knew this actually already, that she had been in trouble before for threatening a judge and assault and battery on somebody. And
did she say something along the lines of "good luck finding his whole body, the rest of his body," or did she say
have fun finding the rest of his remains or something to that nature? I'm terrible at paraphrasing. That's why I did have my notes, but it's kind of hard to follow because it's a crazy story. But she basically said, yeah. Oh, and when they were telling her, you know, we found his head in a bucket, and she's like, oh shit, that's fucked up. Like, what? Like,
I mean, yeah, that's definitely is, and you did it. That's what's even more effed up, right? Like,
yeah.
I actually watched a video today of a officer pulled over a young man, and he didn't have a license, and the officer was about to let him go, but what he realized is he notices in the bottom of the car some bullet holes. Somebody had done shot the car, so he asked him who shot the car. And he goes, "Oh, well, something happened with my brother the other night. I don't know. It ain't my car." So as a cop, he's curious about the bullet holes. So he goes and calls the local detectives and say, "Hey, are y'all looking for a car with bullet holes?" And they're like, "Nah." Right. So he's about to let this dude go. He's about to completely let him go. And then he goes, he goes, "Have you been smoking weed in here?" Right. And then the dude's like, "Yeah, this dude been ashtray." He wasn't even going to put him in jail for that. He's like, look, I ain't even here for that. I ain't even worried about that. At the very end of the stop, something just like he popped the trunk. And when he popped the trunk, he found a dead body of who that car belonged to in the trunk on the roadside stop.
What?
Yeah, he was about to let the guy go too. He was completely about to let him go. And he pops the trunk. He instantly pulls his gun. He's like, put your hands behind your back. And then he handcuffs him. And he asked the guy, he said, who's that in the back of the car? And he says it's this Michael guy, the family's missing and his family's looking for him. And that's the guy. He's in the trunk. He's trunk of the car dead. Yeah.
And he almost let that guy go.
He almost let him go. Yeah. They would have never found his body or nothing. And the cop said he had, he's found a lot of things in trunks of vehicles. He said he's never opened one and there actually be a body in the trunk.
Wow.
So
I sent you the email with the incident.
I'm about to pull it up right now. And this is the one where she attacks the damn lawyer, okay? Because she did a couple messed up things in court, giving gun signs. This is the first day one where she attacks her lawyer.
Right. This is in the very beginning when she first got arrested and then had to go to trial. And they set the date for her actual trial, which started on Monday. But this is, I believe, February or March. I think this was actually Valentine's Day of 2023. So a year from the date that she committed the crime, allegedly.
Yeah. And I mean, she's a pretty girl. I mean, if you're just looking at her, she don't look like somebody that would chop you up. That's all I'm saying. She don't look like, I don't know. She could be into some freaky Marilyn Manson stuff.
You like them crazy girls.
I'm just saying that she don't look like, see, I'm a bad judge. Like, I'm a bad judge of that because I'd be the one chopped up. So, all right, let's watch this. Her attack her lawyer. The attack. See, I really believe she's crazy. I don't think she's faking it. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. She's trying to elbow smash. Well, they got her pretty quick. Let me turn this up so we can hear it. That old ass cop about to have a stroke. Okay, this ain't the whole video because the whole video, she slowly got up, you know what I'm saying? Then she stood up on her own. This one's kind of edited version, but yeah, that's the basics. She just attacked the lawyer. She walks out all calmly.
Watch breaking news.
See, it's hard for me to tell if I think she might be a little crazy for real. Because, like I said, normal people wouldn't just chop you up and do the weird things.
No, she's definitely crazy.
The sexual act she did with a dead body is pretty horrible. She allegedly, from what they're saying, is she inserted something into him when he was dead. Things of that nature, like that. That blows a lot of the stuff that Jeffrey Dahmer did out the war. It sounds crazy to compare the two, And women, you don't usually get women that do things like this. I mean, there are women that killed her husband and stuff like that, but there ain't usually women that decapitate their husbands or boyfriends and fillet their butt cheeks. I mean, that's
with a bread knife.
With a bread knife. Yeah, exactly. So
people in chat are saying they didn't see the video that it froze. I'm having a little bit of an issue too. It was kind of freezing for me too. But
am I fuzzy and stuff out there, guys?
Not anymore. You were up until right now. It's weird.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we got something going on with the internet. We'll try to get that looked into. So they want me to play that video one more time. Okay, not a big deal. I can pull it right back up. All right, let's do it. Give me 1 second. I'll get this pulled up for you guys. All right, what happened? Problem playing the video. All right, give me one. It must be my internet. All right, here we go. Now it's playing. Now when it cuts back, she attacks the lawyer. You might as well add assault to a deputy.
That's just crazy.
I know it. They better get some younger deputies in there.
Well,
when I watched that,
she was in court all day today, not shackled, not nothing.
I know. We're about to go over that. She has a new lawyer now, right?
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7.
Okay, everybody got to see that, right? We didn't freeze that time. Sorry about the freezing, guys. You know, we got the best cable package you can get, and it still sucks. So, all right, let me pull this next video up. And this one is where she's in court, and she's basically making what? Gun sign.
Today. And today, she basically, half of the time she was smirking. The other half, she was like pretending like she was sleeping. She kind of reminds me of the girl on The Ring.
I was thinking something like that too. She's a little creepy, more creepy in this video over here. Look at that. She's like, boom, boom. Do you take that as a gun sign? Or like, I would think a gun sign would be more like, I wonder what she's thinking in her head. She's like, I'll chop you up. I'm just thinking, what could she be thinking right here? Look.
I mean, look at her face.
No, that is a gun sign. She did it. She did the.
I know.
She's sitting there wishing him dead. In her mind, she's killing him. It reminds me of kids. I'm crushing your head. I'm crushing your head. You know? Wow.
Oh wow! People are saying that she's like Letitia Stout, and that's an act. I don't think so. I don't think.
We're gonna open up the line in a few minutes, and we'll let people come up and tell us what they think about this. I'm going to see PJ leans towards it's an act. I'm more like, yo, this bitch is crazy. She cray, like super crazy.
No, I never said that I thought it was an act. I thought that she literally was demon possessed or something. There's something actually really wrong with her because she's about to be 26. I think she's 25 years old. She has gone all of her life being able to function properly to the point where here we are, and she done just dismembered and mutilated and had sexual acts after death and trigger warning. But I mean, how do you go from living life? And I know that she had charges and she threatened people and assaulted people and whatever else her charges were, but that's extreme. Like we talk about all the time, the Bryan Kohberger and how he went from 0 to 4, and she literally, I think that was 0 to 100 on level of insanity.
Yeah, she didn't like warm up to that. She just went all out, and she didn't do much to try to hide the killing. She had to know she would get caught if she's not insane.
Well, you know, that's another thing she said when she was getting interrogated. She said, I can't believe I forgot the head. Like she claimed she got lazy and forgot to bring the head with her.
That is absolutely insane. Like you got to be, like you just never know. Like I'm hiding all the bread knives from you. I know that at this point, all bread knives
are leaving the. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. But I mean, how do you even get through skin and bones and fillet somebody with a bread knife? I just can't. I can't even imagine it.
Patience, I guess. Slow and steady wins the race. I mean, I don't know. I just know that no normal person with any type of real sanity would do anything close to what they describe she's done. You know, with the acts after the guy was dead to what she did and what she's continuing to do. Now, so there is a point where people can live life perfectly fine, and one day they just wake up schizophrenic as shit.
Well, no, but see, that's where my expertise in EMS came to mind, and it's helpful because I know a little bit. And there's a certain age, I believe it was like between 18 and 21, where you can go from having perfectly normal childhood, adolescence, and then you get to that age and you start to be schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And the court case today, in the beginning, they were actually discussing her mental status or her mental health, and they were saying that she had never been formally diagnosed with anything, and that she had, I believe, bipolar.
Well, Dolly I can diagnose her right now. Crazy as shit. Okay. crazy as hell. put her next to Hannibal Lecter somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Damn, one of those you see like what is it on Batman where they're fucking the prison? They got the glass doors with the air holes in it. You know where they can see you like you in a big ass fish tank. You need to put this woman in a fish tank, right? With SpongeBob. I don't know. She's crazy as hell. But I wouldn't even want her around other prisoners. She would kill somebody in the prison.
She would.
You know?
She would.
I know she would.
No doubt.
Yeah.
She'd take her spork and she'd take her spork and dig out somebody's insides. I can't.
Definitely. She's sitting there right now fantasizing about killing whoever. I don't even know who's talking, but she wants them dead. I know that. I can just tell by the look in her eyes. She's like, yeah, get you next. Better hope I don't get around you with a gel sport. It'd be on. Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm going to post a link and let some people come up here and tell us their opinion on this. And guys, tonight, don't be scared. You do got to show yourself in the backstage just so I know you're real. And then you can go to a thumbnail. Just like this. Okay.
She does look like Tiffany from Child's Play. That's crazy.
Tiffany from Child's Play.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about Chucky, the Bride of Chucky?
In the one movie, yeah.
I don't know. She's a little more scarier in this thing like this.
People kept asking me in yesterday's stream while I kept looking up, and I'm looking at the big, ginormous TV screen.
You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of Squiggy from the Charles Manson chicks. That's who she reminds me of.
She reminds me of something. I can't put it together.
That's who she kind of reminds me of. I right off the top of my head, and you know that woman was batshit crazy too. So I don't know. I definitely know this. They should never let her out of prison or whatever mental hospital they put her in, but I think she's insane. I hate to say that.
You guys, hold on. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. She told the cops in the interrogation room that she put a dildo in the man's butt when he was dead.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's pretty.
Was part of the. I was just reading my notes to make sure I went over everything, and it's bad. It's just
tell Lolo to plug her ears. She did not need to hear it.
Don't.
She didn't need to hear that last part. She's way too young. Even in dog ears, you're trying to scar my dog. Okay. So guys, this is the link right here to get in with us. Tell us what you think. Is this lady is she sane enough to stand trial? Okay. Or is she like Dolly's thinking she's completely insane in the brain? This woman has no clue of what the hell is going on. Okay.
She does. She told it. She literally replayed all of what happened.
Maybe at times she knows what's going on and then she's back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when she's possessed by the devil, she don't know. Maybe she's possessed, like you said. Yeah. That's how she's in and out of it. I don't know. Baby Satan.
Yeah. No,
right,
I totally.
This is the link, guys. And look, we're going to bring people up one at a time. Okay. So if you're in the backstage, be patient until it's your turn to get up. Okay. So that way there ain't people over talking each other, things like that. We kind of like how it ran last night. It ran pretty smooth. So we got a little bit of time to take some of you guys up here with us on StreamYard. She's insane and some drugs. I mean, I believe she's probably under the influence of drugs too and things of that nature.
Does meth do that? Cause a psychosis?
I mean, I don't know. I don't do those type of drugs. So, I mean, maybe if she's been up for like 10 days and she's, seen a demon or something, who knows? All right, we got PCT in the back. You got to show yourself real quick, PCT, so I know it's you. Okay. Or something's going on with the chat. Leave and come back. Maybe your camera pop up.
Yeah, people are saying meth don't do that.
Yeah, I think she had like that rapper. She had murder on her mind, and she had wanted to do that. She had probably been fantasizing about doing that, or she's hearing voices that are telling her to do
She
that.
didn't say that though. You can't just now rewind the story and add that part in. She didn't say that at all. She said she blacked out. Actually, she said she blacked out while she was choking this man. He wouldn't die, and then she snapped out of it, realized he hadn't died yet, and she was going to finish killing him.
Finish killing him.
Finish strangling him, yeah. And it took 3 to 5 minutes, and he fought back.
I mean, I just don't understand how this dude, like, was his hands tied? Was he bound? How did he get in a position where he let a woman, strangle him to death?
She was on top of him.
Yeah, but I mean,
and I think he was face down.
Oh, and she had it around his neck.
Mm-hmm. And it was one of those dog collars that you actually have to like the chain has to go inside the loop to get it to go through. And then I'm guessing you put it on and then you pull the one side of it.
Like a choker.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it just kept tightening and tightening.
Yeah, and it's not like you can kind of, I mean.
All right, we got Paper Cut Tina in the back. Let's bring her up.
Hi,
what's up, Paper Cut Tina?
Hey.
Hi. The one time I don't check the stupid camera and it doesn't work. I just had to touch upon this. This is weird, PJ. This is really, really weird. What I wanted to say though is he wasn't out with her all night. What happened was the father and the mother and the son all went out to eat and they had drinks at like a bar earlier. So they spent the evening with him. He came home and apparently the father was fairly drunk, but he couldn't remember the time that, is his name Chad? Who is it that lost his?
His name is Shad. S-H-A-D.
Shad with an S?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He was like, when did he leave? And he couldn't remember, but he said it was light out. So then you're right. Came back at like 2 a.m. and was ringing the bell 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just gross. And I'm with you, Jimmy. I think she's just freaking nuts. Although I've never done hard drugs either. And so I don't know if drugs like that, you know what I mean, can just make you go that whacked out crazy.
Yeah, but she's not on drugs now, and she's still continuing to act crazy. She's been in jail for quite some time, and she's still doing this. She's been in jail for a year.
See, the part that I think that it would be right, like you're saying that she's crazy. I think she clearly does have to have a mental health issue, and then I guess that with a combination of serious drug use, that can make you go crazy for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's I guess like they said the head was the only thing in the butt. See, I looked at the first part today. I haven't even been. I've seen day 1, part of part 2 in day 1 and all of day 1. So I'm not as far ahead as you guys, but the medical examiner said she couldn't find the organs anywhere, but then they were found in the back, you know.
Yeah,
and that's she told the investigators that good luck finding the rest of his body or whatever. Good, have fun finding his body parts because they have been scattered. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Some kind of thing called a topin? I've never called anything a topin. Have you guys?
I thought it was a tote bag.
Wow, I even held my iPad up to my ear to make sure.
Yeah, you might have just heard it wrong. Yeah, I know she bagged them up or something of that nature.
Because I was definitely pulling a Paper Cut Tina and taking my notes today, and there was 4 different containers that there was.
Yep.
4 different containers. The bucket being the first one. In the bucket there was the head. Underneath it was all the male organs. They described that there was a Jolly Rancher in the bucket, a nail.
Oh God.
I mean,
that's gross.
And then the second container that there was body parts was a Jimmy Choo bag. So that's kind of basically, I guess, like a large purse of some sort. And the reason that he decided, the first detective that came in that decided to look into it, he said there was red tissue fiber located on the outside of the bag. So she was just real sloppy. There's parts of the lung. There was a part of the liver. Trigger warning. Patella tendons and fatty tissues. That's what was located in bag number 2. Right next to that bag was a meth pipe and a baggie that had crystals, so they believe was the crystal meth. And then the number 3 was a pink black Under Armour bag. Plastic shopping bags is what she used for this bag. So there was definitely skin, fatty tissue, the left lung, a pelvis.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then on the last bag, I don't even know where. Yep, the last bag was another tote bag. But then there was also a crock pot box that was found in her van that she was with when they got to her. And there was also parts of like his leg. She filleted his back. I mean,
I didn't know that. I knew the legs were found.
So she probably ate a piece of him. Like if she was in there.
So
how do we know she was really into Jeffrey Dahmer like that?
I don't know, but there was definitely an article I saw today. I don't think it was like a tabloid, but it was one of the, I don't think it was Daily Mail. I can't remember. I should have written that down, but it was Jeffrey Dahmer fangirl on trial day 2 or something like that.
Well, do you guys think that she had any help cutting up the body? Because wasn't there...
Who would help? How many people are that crazy?
No, I mean, I thought there were some... I'm hypothetically...
She had a roommate.
She did?
She did.
Yeah.
I think it was
a man?
that, yes. But she was in the basement with him at his mom's house. And I believe you go through the house to get out. And so I don't think it was easy for her just to get out, just sneak somebody in there to help her. I don't think she had any help. And it was 2 days that she was there with him while he was not alive.
Wow.
So she had...
I wanted to say before you have me go down, Jimmy, if that's okay, you guys, when she was doing this kind of thing or whatever, which I guess we all think it's a gun, I thought the 16-year-old sister of Shad was the one on the stand. When they showed the little whatever clip thing on Court TV, I heard the 16-year-old talking, and of course they weren't filming her. And then I saw her doing her little, wasn't she doing that to the...
I'm not positive who was on the stand when she done it, but she's definitely giving the, I'll shoot you sign.
I think it was the girl. I'm not even kidding. I mean, the young, her little sweet voice, probably so scared. Oh, my God. I wanted to say one more thing. The very first thing that stood out to me the most... Well, 2 things. For one, when I think of a severed head, and this is gross and everything, but in my mind, I don't know if you guys think of this, I think of a bald head. I think of just a head, no hair. I mean, I know we all have hair, except Jimmy, but just kidding. Yeah. Sorry, just kidding. But I'm thinking a bald head in a bucket, and it's gross, and I could hardly sleep last night, to tell you the truth. But when somebody said, when the father that had quite a few drinks and was whatever, went downstairs and he said he saw hair and that's all he needed to see. And that really got me thinking, I know it sounds dumb, but heads have hair. And I just expected this skull thing when I hear head.
You thought it was Howie Mandel's head in the damn thing, Tina?
There you go. Yeah, I thought it was Howie Mandel. But then the other thing is this, and I know I'm going to get flack in chat and everywhere else for this, and I know everybody reacts differently to things, but I'm telling you, don't you guys think that mother, she has nothing to do with it, of course, but she was so calm on the 911. I mean, I listened to that. I know you guys did too, but she's like, yeah, my son's head's in the bucket. Well, do you think you should?
Well,
people
deal with trauma and stress different ways.
That was the shock.
Yeah,
guys, by the time the cops arrived, I'm just going to say this. I'd be running around. I'd be screaming. I'd be falling. I'd be up. I'd be falling. I'd be puking. I mean, can you imagine? And she was so calm and so... she has nothing to do with it. And I know everybody deals with it differently, but imagine it. Imagine seeing your loved one's head in a damn bucket.
Yeah, I don't want to really imagine that there.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I don't want to imagine my uncle's head in
you be
the bucket.
freaking out? Wouldn't you guys be screaming? Wouldn't you be?
I don't know.
I
I would be in shock. I don't know. It's like, how do you? I can't even imagine that even possibly happening. That's
I
yeah.
know, but that's what I mean. She's all calm at the door. I'd be going, "Oh, you guys, I'm so glad you're here.
well,
Who could have done this?"
I think it helps me to realize just different people really react differently. And I was an EMT, and I keep saying this, but
Yeah.
that's how I relate to things. And I know I've been on team before where there's been really, really bad situations, and then people that are bystanders or people that are family members, they're not responsive because they're just like they're in
Oh, okay.
shock.
I
They're
really
not even
have no
speaking
idea.
sometimes. So it's like
Yeah.
different people react different ways to certain things. And I mean, that's not like you just found somebody just dead. You found a head.
I
I
know.
just
That is crazy.
Oh
But
my
look,
God.
Tina, we thank you for coming up and chopping it up with us today.
thanks for coming up.
Guys, thank you.
All right.
Bye
You be
bye.
good. Peace.
Bye.
Okay, yeah. I mean heads have
I
hair.
can't even imagine that. I can't. Usually I'm really good at putting myself in somebody else's shoes or thinking of how somebody would feel or think, and I'm like, I can't even imagine that.
All right, guys. I just posted a link to get up here with us. Come on up. Let us know what you think. Is this lady batshit crazy, or does she know
And
exactly
I have a
what she
question.
did?
Why
What
are they
is your
holding a trial for somebody that's already admitted to guilt? I mean, I know they can determine that she's crazy, but I mean, still, you're determining where she's going to go, right? Because she's not going home.
Uh-huh.
I would hope, but I don't know.
Okay. All right, we got Mab in the back. Hey, Mab, no smoking on the stream, though. We have a no smoking policy. You give me lung cancer. All right. All right. What's up, Mab?
Not much.
All right,
We're sheriff's office today.
You were at the sheriff's office?
He's in trouble.
Had to be interviewed.
Ooh.
Oh Lord, you ain't an Amazon pirate, are you?
What's that?
You ain't an Amazon pirate, are you? You know, one of the people that steal packages off the porch?
No. I had to apply for my CCW.
Oh, okay. All right. I hear that.
Okay.
I hear that. So we were just talking
about.
It's really easy in our county, so we're doing
Hey,
it.
Mrs. Mab, have you ever thought about chopping off Mab's head? Because
Don't answer that question.
We're talking about this crazy case tonight where this girl was having relations, and while they were having relations, she strangles her boyfriend to death with a dog chain and dismembers his body and leaves his head in a bucket.
Among other things.
And she did some horrible things to his body afterwards too. And not only that, but she's in court, like giving motions like she's going to shoot people. She attacked her lawyer. Now she got a new lawyer. I don't get that. She attacks the lawyer, so they bring her back the next day without handcuffs on.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because she's obviously sane and safe for society.
Well, she attacked the lawyer with handcuffs on. You would think they would bring her with a behind her back. This time they bring her in the courtroom with her clothes on, not handcuffed, not shackled.
Yeah, straight jacket or something.
Yeah, she needs a damn Hannibal Lecter mask.
Yeah, I agree.
I knew this dude in high school, and he told me he had this chick, and she wanted to be abused during
relations.
And it got worse and worse, and she wanted him to abuse her while they were doing it. And so he dumped her, but he told me about it. And this girl was young. So some people associate arousal with
erotica.
Pain.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I don't like pain. I ain't one of those pain. I know there is people out there that, you know, some people find pain pleasurable. Me, I ain't one of those people. I find pain exactly what it is, pain. You know what I'm saying? Pain. I did all that crazy shit like that. And I don't know. I just think it's like
there's a big difference in pain and death.
Right.
Yeah.
Or pain and a little spanking here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, big difference.
Are you frozen, Dolly?
Yeah, he's frozen.
Anyway, that chick is batshit crazy.
She really is. She's scary. Watching her court, and I was actually at work, so I wasn't really watching. I was more listening. But she just, her face, and I'm actually a person, I have a hard time keeping my facial expressions in check. But she just was. When you're in the courtroom, you better tighten up. She just looked like she was sleeping half the time. She looked like she was bored. She was laughing at one point. She was doing, and I'm just like, wow.
Where was this?
It was a court case. It's her court case. She's in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah, in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
When did this happen?
Wow.
2022, February 23rd. And
I just wonder, and I don't know not much about the court system, but when these crimes happen and they go to trial a year, 2, 3 years later, why does it take so long? Are they gathering evidence? Yeah. Is the court backed up? Like, why?
Well,
why do
the original, when she first got charged, they had the original court case where they were trying to determine her trial date, and that's when she attacked her lawyer. And so I guess maybe she's been in a rehab facility ever since. I would hope they got her medicated or something, because they brought her out today with no handcuffs. So something happened in a year, but it did take a year. So
okay, you guys can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You're my internet's being a little funny, so give me 1 second, PJ. Hold it down, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
So what about Carlee Russell?
Dude, look at this.
They're saying that she's going to get charged by Wednesday, which is tomorrow.
She should get charged, and she should have to pay back the search costs.
Yeah, but I think that her parents are just going to be the ones that pay it for her, and I don't think she's going to learn any kind of lesson that way.
Well, if she has to do a buttload of community service, maybe that will help.
Yeah, I do think she should. I mean, I should think she should have like something harder than community service. I mean, she had all of the resources out, and she was faking it. Really, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, she should. I wonder where she was for that 49 hours exactly. That needs to come out.
It does, because she made a point to tell her lawyer to tell everybody in the public that she was in the direct vicinity, and I'm like, what does that mean? Were you in your backyard? Like where?
Well, there's homes being built around the area, so it could have been a partially built home. Her mother's in real estate, so it could have been a home that was on the market in the neighborhood.
She could have been anywhere.
Yeah.
But why? And like I was talking about yesterday, when the influencers do it, or when the musicians do it, or whoever that's popular already or famous already, I understand it, because it's like, okay, maybe I'll get more famous if I get kidnapped. But she's not a celebrity. She's not an influencer. So what was even the purpose of her doing that?
Yeah, what was the motive?
Attention, I guess, because she knew.
And we're giving it to her.
She understood they were going to put an Amber Alert out on her, right? So she wanted attention. She knew that the police were going to be looking for it, or she wouldn't have been searching those things on a computer.
I know.
So,
yeah.
But look, we appreciate you coming up here with us, Mab. You be good.
Yeah.
All right.
This is Mab. Thanks for coming up.
You're welcome. It was good to see you guys.
All right.
You too.
You be good. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. All right. So that was good old Mab. Yeah. I mean, she had to have known, right? She had to have known the police were going to be looking for her, because she searched. How long does it take for an Amber Alert to go out? So she in her mind, she knew the police were going to be looking for her. She knew this attention was coming, and she still proceeded with it. And then, just magically walks up at home with this crazy kidnapping fucking story that seems insane, and then her parents were along with it. But I mean, as a parent, like, you want to believe your kid, but when your kid tell some crazy ass story about some white dude with orange hair and 18 wheelers and escaping and then get recaptured, and I mean, it sounds like
some people lie like that, and people just pacify them. Like I always go instantly to Casey Anthony and how she was telling people she wasn't pregnant. And I mean, I guess some people don't look pregnant, but I mean, just the blatant lies that there's no way her parents didn't know.
I had a buddy that would just lie about everything like that. He would just lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? He would just come up with the craziest stuff and just lie and lie and lie. And he would lie to the point where he would believe, it looked like he believed his lies. You know, like he would know he's lying.
Right. I've known people like that. And then, you know, have you ever had a friend or a person you know that starts telling a story and it sounds familiar and it's your story you've told them before and it's like they actually really think that happened to them?
Yeah.
I've had that happen before.
Yeah, maybe it kind of like, maybe it messes up in their memory and they remember this, but they don't know how they remember it. So they think it happened to them.
Yeah.
That's weird. Like you implanted
I don't know why we just went there.
Yeah, maybe it is something to it, you know, implanting thoughts into people that goes into, you know, like, you know, some people say that some of these people that are crazy are like the government, the mind controlled them, you know.
Oh Lord, I'm the conspiracy theorist.
I'm just saying, I figure, you know, I'm just saying what the internet and you be saying that they done put these thoughts into your head. So when I do something bad, I'm blaming it on the government.
No, you're not.
Okay, the government made me do it. They hit me with a laser beam and it made me act stupid. Okay, it wasn't even Dolly. It was the government laser beam. Okay.
No, that's not how that works.
Oh,
you're cutting out again real bad. We're gonna have to get off here and call Cox Cable, I see.
Okay. Well, look, we're gonna get ready to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. We're gonna keep it quick tonight. Tomorrow we're not here tomorrow because we're doing Turtle Island. Yeah, so make sure you tune in to Turtle Island and get definitely our replay crew. Drop some comments. We love everybody that watched the video from yesterday. We looked at collectively over 2 channels. It had like 6,000 or 7,000 plays. So thank you.
I had so many nice comments. It was so sweet.
Yes, thank you to everybody that left comments. We read every comment. So replay crew, make sure you do the same thing on this video. And if you're real cool, guys, share our stuff so it grows and more people come in the room, bringing their opinions in and sharing their thoughts on true crime. We can't grow it without each and every one of you. So
this is fun. Yeah,
please be cool and share. And we'll see you tomorrow night for Turtle Island. You guys have a great rest of your night. I will be live later tonight, late on Dolly Uncensored, around 12:30, something like that. Just hanging out, open discussion. You're more than welcome to come by and check me out on Dolly Uncensored. PJ, good time tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Any final words? Any final words to the Turtles?
I'm pretty sure we all need to go watch Full House or the Cosby, something comedy, cartoons, something after this.
Yeah, you need something good in your life after seeing all this crazy stuff. Also, we're still running the half off on the soap. Okay. So you can check it out at buydollysoap.com. And what's the promo code? Is it still multi-griff?
Yes.
Okay, so if you need any help with that, just hit me or PJ up. We'll walk you through the promo code. You guys, thank you for everything you do for the channel. We'll see you guys later. PJ, I'll see you tomorrow or the next day. I'll see you guys later tonight. Y'all be good. Peace.
Bicycle.